welcome back to the Sunnyside. We are excited that you are here. My voice just felt really fake there, but it's not.
No, it sounds great. You could be maybe you're going to audition for like a radio broadcasting. Good morning,
Good
San
morning. Funny enough, my aunt that I'm named after was a radio personnel for like 30 years. Yeah,
I could see that. You have a nice voice. You could do any sort of...
I struggle with it. It feels sometimes manly to me.
No, but it does have like a bit of a low rasp, but I think that's what makes it like good because it's unique, right?
Okay.
Easy listening voice.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. But guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for being back with us and also for... not dealing with, but like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like
just being easygoing with us this summer.
This summer, you know,
schedule.
We probably in hindsight should have been like, hey, in the summer, there's going to be some weeks where we just need to pause just because life is busy.
Summer. Mm-hmm.
It's busy, but thank you for being with us and thank you for being back and for all the support. And, you know, our subscribers keep going up.
Yes. And that's so important to us. If you haven't subscribed, subscribed. If you don't know how to subscribe, like I didn't really before this podcast, I would listen to things, but I just would go and listen to them. I didn't subscribe to them. So it's super easy. You just click literally this red subscribe button. And that means a lot to us. It helps us with the algorithms and all the behind the scenes stuff. Work. If we have a lot of listeners, but those listeners don't subscribe, it actually is like hurts our channel. So we're learning all these things. So if we can, that'd be amazing.
So subscribe and like and share. But no, thanks for being with us along the journey, especially this summer. And we're excited. Yeah. We have a couple good guests coming up, good lineups, some that you would have already listened to, some that are coming up. And I think the fall will be really exciting.
Yeah. I'm excited for the fall.
Yeah.
It's so fun. Like I was thinking that the last two guests that we interviewed, I was just after like, this is so awesome. Like, what a privilege it is to like,
I thought the same thing.
Listen to people's stories. Yes. And, you know, and then people leave, and then I don't know, but for like days, I'm thinking about their stories. Yeah. And then also someone's thinking, I wish I would have asked them this. I feel like all of our guests, we could have had them back.
Yeah.
Like,
and we might have to have some of them back.
I know, to follow up.
But it's true. I left thinking like, what a privilege it is to like be able to hear the stories and release the stories to you guys.
Yeah.
Because I do feel like stories is what helps people get through life.
And people are just fascinating. Like, it is fascinating what people go through, what they accomplish. Like, I love it. It's so inspiring.
It's true. I can't get over, I mean, by this point, you're going to hear Erica's story, but just even like, her story and just like how her mom swam 36 hours. I cannot get over that still.
Do you know, I've been telling everyone that. I'm spoiling
People don't believe me though.
All of my friends, all of my family, I'm like, wait till this next upcoming one. You're going to love it. And then I'm telling them stuff and then I'm trying to be like, wait, no, just listen. I don't want to spoil it. Because obviously hearing it firsthand from her will be more exciting than me trying to like re-explain
100%.
Like her family is the most fascinating story and
wild. So I feel lucky and I feel happy that you guys get to come along this journey with us.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But so today
we're going to tackle a topic that's been highly requested because I think it's something that a lot of people, I guess I don't want to say deal with, but it's part of their daily life.
Yeah.
And on this podcast, you guys know we're all about having like the conversations that maybe everyone doesn't have or can be awkward sometimes or hard to talk about. We're just going to dive right into it. And Leah's going to mostly share, which is awesome.
Great.
And it's it's like a vulnerable, you don't like to be vulnerable. Leah's like,
I just, I mean, I do and I don't.
I was going to say, I shouldn't have said that. That's the wrong thing to say. You do.
It's true.
But
it's,
but you just like to make jokes along the way and nothing too like, because you're a positive person. You're not like a negative-y person. So sometimes I think maybe talking about hard things feels like a little out of your comfort zone because you're normally so positive and bright and like, you know.
Yeah. And it will be more me, I guess, talking. But the topic is anxiety.
It is anxiety. And I think if people follow our Instagram especially, they will have noticed a theme when Leah goes on a trip. There's some anxiety posts about the airplane ride and whatever.
It's true.
So I feel like people who are dedicated listeners might have already had like a little hint into that you do deal with anxiety. Like especially like situational anxiety. Would you say that?
Yes, for sure. And I'll start with a funny story. Well, I don't know how much public this is going to go, but well, we'll see. Maybe we'll have to cut it. But I was on the boat yesterday with my husband, and I was like, wait, can I say that word? Sometimes I'm still like, wait, what names can I say? What names can I? Anyways, I was on the boat with my husband, and I, again, like flying. I don't really love flying, but I'm okay, especially when it's like super smooth and the airplane is like perfect.
Yeah.
I just want everything to be perfect. I don't want bumps on the road. Road doesn't bother me, but I don't want turbulence. I don't want anything. Similar to the boat, I love being on the boat when it is like a perfectly calm day, like just glass, like
no waves,
just the moment it's a bit wavy, I'm like, Alan's like gunning it, and I'm like, babe, slow down, babe, and it's just a whole thing. If you've ever been on the boat with us, it's quite the scene. So apologies to anyone that's seen that. But yesterday was like the perfect day. And so I'm laying there on the boat and I'm like, I love boating. And he's like, do you know? And I was like, yeah, I love boating when it's perfect like this.
Right.
And I was like, and I love flying. And he's like, yeah, you do when it's like perfectly calm, which nowadays it is rare to get on a plane where there's no turbulence.
Right.
They say that's weather patterns, all these different things. But he's like, yeah, you like everything perfectly smooth. Like, you love it all. He's like, except for something else in our life. You like that a little rough.
It's like, where is this going? That's hilarious. Did you say that to you?
Yeah, he did. He's like, you like everything perfect and smooth and like
calm except something else.
Except for something else. Anyways, it was a joke.
That is
a funny joke, but like, I mean,
you're like, well, I mean, if it's true, it's true.
Welcome, guys. Welcome to Sunnyside Up.
You're naked in stilettos. You know where that leads to when you're cleaning.
That's right. That's right. But no, it's true. I like, love boating when it's smooth. I love flying when it's smooth. But anxiety just gets the best of me sometimes.
So do you feel like your anxiety, is it more even like the mental like lead up to it, like you're like, okay, I'm gonna get on a plane, I'm gonna get on a boat, and like what's gonna happen? Or do you feel like you're fine until there's turbulence or waves?
Oh no, it's definitely the lead up. It is like, that's actually a good way, because I did notice that more this past trip when we just got back. It's like the anxiety leading up to like, oh my gosh, I gotta get on a plane. Oh my gosh, like all these different things, or oh my gosh, like we will drive by the lake before I get on it to like. If it's like if it's not,
you see a white cap and you're like, turn the car around
100%.
Yep.
Alan's like, okay, so there's been times where he'll go out with like friends or whatever, because I'm like, I want to make boating enjoyable for other people,
right?
But if it's not like, and also part of the boating thing is I do feel sick, so like I get like motion sickness, so I'm like, I kind of need perfect whatever. But no, it's the lead up, because once I'm on the plane, I'm okay. Well, okay. Defined okay. Like, I don't take drugs to get on. I don't need drugs. Okay. I don't need to like pound back alcohol.
Right.
I can do it.
Yeah.
But
like internally, you have to work really hard to like keep yourself calm.
It is like a battle of the mind for sure. It is mind over matter. And I am like praying and like, I have to be very intentional.
Well, I realized that when you told me, because we were talking about with planes, and I was telling Liam, like, I love planes because it's like my relaxing time. Like, you get on, you get everything all set up, you get your little snack, pick a movie, put your headphones in, and then for like the next 2 hours, just watching a movie. There's nothing you can do because you don't have your responsibilities. You're on a plane, and then if you're not there yet and that movie ends, you pick another one. Like, I love it. It's like calming. And you told me, you're like, because I said to you, like, don't you watch? And you were like, no, I watched the flight pattern plane. I was like, what?
Yeah, it's true.
What? I don't think I've ever, like, I know it's there, but so you watch it.
I watch it
just to make sure you're not heading into, because will it show you like if you're heading into turbulence?
No,
like, why do you watch it?
You
just want to know how much longer?
No,
you're like,
no. I want to make sure we're not veering off the path for any reason. So if that...
so you're navigating from your seat. You're like a back seat driver on the plane.
Yeah, because, that's really going to help me.
Right. You're going to go up and knock on the door. So, excuse me, sir. Pilots, I've seen... You just seem to have... You're just off a little.
I'm like, can you just... Why are we turning... And it's crazy because I'll study the flight pattern before we leave. Yeah. And there's like this...
of course. It's totally normal.
Like, what do you mean? Yeah, like totally normal. But it's funny. If you go to like TikTok or Instagram and type in like flight anxiety... I feel like I'm not alone. Like, so many people out there do this. And so I'll study it. So like, if we start to like veer off a little bit, I'm like, oh, emergency landing. Like we're emergency landing, and like something when really it's just like they're trying to like avoid like a storm or turbulence. So I have learned to like lay that down a little bit and trust. But like snacks and stuff, no chance. I'm taking Imodium and Gravol before I get on that thing. I'm not eating.
Oh. That's wild.
This is why I can't do really long flights, because I would starve myself.
Yeah, and that's too much for you to sit there like the whole time.
Yeah.
So then I would assume like takeoffs and landings must be rough, because
no, takeoff I don't love.
Yeah.
But I will play the same worship song on repeat, and there's a few different ones, so I can't even there's a few different that I love, but whatever song I choose for that thing, I listen to the duration of the entire flight. So like to BC it was 4.5 hours. I listened to the same song 4.5 hours on repeat. Yes.
Really?
Yep.
So you just like put your head back, and that's how you get into your mind.
And I think because my body's in fight or flight for so long, that I do get a little sleepy on the plane. So I try to sleep. I don't really, but I think I drift in and out of like.
Yeah, because your body's probably like exhausted.
Yeah. But I will say this plane ride, both ways.
Yeah.
I got up, which normally I do not. I will hold that pee as long as I get, and I actually went to the bathroom.
Wow.
And didn't need anyone to hold the door. So usually I make Alan hold the door. Like I will not close the door to the plane bathroom.
What's the thinking behind that?
I don't want to get locked in there.
Locked in there?
Yeah. I don't want to get locked in there.
Okay.
What if something happens and the door locks?
They just unlock it.
But so I said this to the flight attendant, and she's like, "Yeah, you're not alone. Like a lot of people have fears of this. Everyone's like, Leah, she just had to tell you that." But
that's so funny.
No, one time I did read that somebody got locked in the bathroom, and they had to emergency land the plane with her stuck in the bathroom. Yeah,
no way.
Yeah, I just feel like it would happen to me, and so I don't like it. But this time, I went to the bathroom twice on the way there and the way back, but I have to wait till like. That seatbelt sign is off for a good amount of time, and it is so smooth that there's not even a bump for me to get up.
Yeah, and you just like, book it to the bathroom, hold the door open.
Half the time Alan's like, "Did you even pee? Like, you were gone for 3 seconds. Did you wash your hands? Like
that's none of your business."
Exactly. I'm like,
I'm back.
I'm sitting.
Give me the hand sanitizer.
Yeah. But and all that to say, like, I don't need to take any. Like, I think my words come out more dramatic than they are. I'm fine. I'm capable. I do it.
Yeah, it sounds totally like a normal plane experience.
But like, you have to fly with me to go. Oh, you're like, I'm just quiet. I'm in my head.
I think I'll meet you there.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna ruin my Zen vibe.
Like you're just gonna have the plane's gonna start shaking. I'm like, Pam.
If we go on a trip, I'm gonna book you a seat at the back of the plane, and I'm gonna be booked to the front.
No, listen, you can go to the back. That's where the turbulence is most high. Okay. I'll go to the front.
Of course, you would know. Okay, I'll go in the back.
Yeah, at least
you go in the front.
I want the wing or above.
Okay, so you have a whole system.
Yeah.
Okay,
I do. Aww. But I do it. And here's the thing with anxiety. If anybody that knows me knows. I have it. I'm very verbal about it, especially in the moments. Like I have to process it out loud.
Yeah.
But I refuse to let it dictate or define my life. So I will do it scared.
Yeah.
Like I walk into every situation with anxiety. I will never not do something.
Yeah. Because we're joking about it, but it is a serious thing.
Yeah, I mean,
like
we're
that is hard. Yeah.
But
so when you say every situation, like every plane and boat situation, or does this go into other areas of your life too? Like what triggers anxiety for you?
I feel like, that's a loaded question there, Pam. But no, I feel like I can't tell you like what. Like certain situations, yes, is definitely with my ex. There's certain things that would trigger it. Like my therapist thinks that like I have like generalized anxiety, right? So pretty much generalized anxiety disorder is like I think that's just what they tell you and they can't like think of an actual diagnosis more so. And a lot of times like PTSD stuff can link up with anxiety and like with the trauma of like everything I've gone through.
Yeah.
Even between like sick parents, like all of that, right? So I think certain situations will do. So another thing is, here comes my list, is hospitals. I do not do well. Like, avoid them unless I'm absolutely dying. But if I need to go, kind of like I can do it. You know what I mean? So like about a year ago when my dad got really sick and ended up in the hospital and then put into like a long-term care home, my mom kept having these like weird episodes of like violently throwing up or like different things. At one point she could not get out of bed for like 2 weeks and she refused to go to the doctor until one day I was like, no, like you're going to emergency. Like this is crazy. And so I took her, like I was like, and I did it and I was fine. And they sent her for CT scan, like MRI, like she went through all the testing and I sat there and I did it. Did I like it? No. Did I hate it? Was my friggin' heart rate through the roof the entire time I was there, pretty much telling me, go see a cardiologist because I'm having a heart attack. Yes. But I do it. So like I do it scared, but like I avoid like I almost didn't have my children in a hospital.
Because you're just like, that's not.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting too, because I'm interested to know more what you think about a couple weeks ago, our guest Amy had said that she had struggled with some anxiety, and that I forget if she said it was diagnosed or she figured it out or something, that it was linked to like a fear of death because she lost her mom young, and she had to care for her mom up to that point. Because of like your own parents' health issues and stuff, do you feel like some of your anxiety, especially with the flying or boating, so anything kind of like dangerous to your life, do you, when she said that, were you kind of like, like that resonates with me?
Yeah. And
like
I mean, I've known it like in the back of my head, but I feel like there's only certain fears that you have, but by human nature, most people that have a lot of high anxiety or fear, it's like the fear of death, right? And my dad had his first massive heart attack at 39 years old. I think we talked about this in Amy's episode, and how I dreaded that year because I was like, oh my gosh, and which is funny because I'm 39 right now. And so I've always dreaded it. And he almost died and then went on to have like 4 more heart attacks. So, and I watched him in and out of the hospital, hooked up to ICU, saying our goodbyes to him from a very young age. So I just think I was like in the hospital world, like, and though they saved my dad, right? So it wasn't ever.
But you had like terrified moments in there where you're like, we're gonna lose him. This might be it. Like, and as a kid, there's nothing scarier than losing your parents. Yeah. So I can totally see how that could like implant this like bad association with, because it's funny how like, do you find this in other ways? I find this too in certain areas, like when something bad or traumatic has happened like somewhere, or there was like a song playing, there's certain things that then when you go back to that in a different situation, it brings it up. It's so weird how that happens. Like I have certain things where there's certain places that have been hard for me to go because things have happened there. And same thing, it's like you can do it, but it's like you don't do it just absentmindedly like you go anywhere else. You go with this like reminder, and you have to like overcome it in your mind. So maybe for you, like hospitals are like, you're overcoming all of those terrifying experiences from when you're a kid.
And health anxiety in general. Like anytime something's a little bit wrong, I'm like heart disease. And then my mom went on to have cancer twice. And so watching her, and we almost lost her, I just think health anxiety is like a huge one. But I've dealt with it my whole life from the time I was younger with my dad, that I just think like we just had a really funky situation in our family where there was a lot of sickness. And so it just creates this like, but I never had anxiety as a kid. I worried. I definitely worried.
Okay.
But it was never.
So maybe it like grew into that, like because you were probably a worrier a kid.
Yeah, I worried. Like I do remember, like one point my mom bringing me up to the front at church to get prayed for, to be like, you need to like, pray this out of you. Yeah. And she would always sing. There's like a song in the church world that's like, God's not giving you a spirit of fear, but a power and love and a sound mind. And so she would like sing that over me. So I definitely worried as a kid, but maybe looking back. Well, no, I probably did have it, but maybe I just didn't I don't think it presented as like a panic attack. Yeah. I didn't have a panic attack till I was like older in life. Yeah. But looking back, as I even say that to you, I'm like, well, no, like I definitely developed OCD as a kid. I had to do everything in sets of 5. Everything. So like I would have this ritual, like I would have to turn on and off the lights 5 times every night. And like I'd have the same little saying to give to like my mom before bed, and I had to repeat that same saying 5 times.
And that would just give you a sense of calm. Like if you did it 5 times, but if not, you would feel like, oh no, I didn't do it.
Yeah, I would feel like something bad would happen.
Okay.
Yeah. So looking back, I am like,
you could see where it's maybe started, and then probably as you get, if that's already underlying, as you get traumatized as an adult, you can see how that would just like totally turn the corner and make it maybe into more like. So when you just said like before you had a panic attack, like what's the difference between having anxiety and then having a panic attack? Like how does that look different?
Yeah, so I think it's different for every person for sure. To start by saying that, for me, anxiety is like that. Like I normally get it. I'm trying to think. I don't have it where like people sometimes feel like they're gasping for air, like their chest is getting tight. I don't feel that. I definitely get a racing heart and I feel like I'm going to throw up. Like for me, it's all gut related. And usually then I'm like running to the bathroom, either like crapping my pants pretty much on the way there. Or like, so for me, it's not, and I get dizzy. I get dizzy a lot.
Okay.
So it's never that feeling like I can't breathe. Thank God. Yeah. Imagine that for me. And I'd be at the hospital like, so it's enough to be like, I think I'm going to throw up. So for me, it's a lot of it is gut related. And I'll get that feeling when I'm anxious. Like, that's why like I'll take Imodium before the airplane. Cause I'm like, cause then if it's gut related and then like, you're stuck. Like, I'm like,
oh, that's a scary feeling.
Yeah.
And you're like scared about, then you have anxiety about the anxiety that's going to bring on the bathroom issues.
So my doctor, like at one point she was like, Leah, I don't think, everyone watching is like, really, Leah? Maybe meds could benefit you. But she was like, you handle your anxiety very well. I think more of the issue is that you panic that you're going to panic. Like, it's not even the panic. It's like you panic that you're going to panic, but you're fine.
Yeah.
You do everything, you talk about it, you do it, but you do it scared. I don't want to put you on something like, because you handle them so well. So I think, I don't know if that answers your question, but like anxiety feels more different. Like when I've had a panic attack, like my first panic attack.
Yeah. Like what was that? Like take us back to that. Like you obviously, if you're always a worrier, that would have just been your normal line for you. So then what did that look like? A panic attack looks different because like what happened?
Oh, frig. Yeah. I don't like this one, but yeah. So Eden was like, had this weird like infection in her gums. So she had an abscess and her like mouth ballooned like a chipmunk. And like there's nothing you can do. Like you got to go right on antibiotics and then emergency like extract the tooth. So this all happened. I had to pick her up from school. Her face, I feel like if we could figure out how to like insert a photo, like it was huge. Okay, I had to pick her up from school, and then they were going right to their dad's. Something along the lines, I can't remember, but I had to drop them off to their dad's early, and I couldn't get a hold of them. So I had to phone her. Like the ex pole.
Yeah.
What do we even call her?
Her is fine. We got it. We know.
I had to call her. Right. So, and again, we don't really have a lot of communication. And I remember like, but for my kids, if it's for my kids, I'll do whatever I have to do at any moment. Yeah. And I was like, she needs to go home and sleep. We lived in Markham at the time. Her dentist was still in Burlington. And so I had to call to be like, somebody needs to come pick up Eden. I'm not driving back to Markham.
Yeah.
And so I just remember I couldn't get a hold of him, so I had to call her and be like, hey, you need to come pick her up. She needs to go rest, whatever. And I think it was a mix of like the adrenaline of like everything that happened with Eden, having taken her to the emergency doctor, knowing that now she's going to have to go for surgery, knowing that I have to talk to her on the phone, and knowing that like I'm going to have to give Eden not feeling well up for the weekend, that I was okay. Like I did the handoff. Everything went okay. Again, because I can do hard things. And that's what I tell myself every time. In any situation. Like I'm like, Leah, you can do anything hard. Like you can do hard things. Yeah. And then I drove home back to Markham. So like 2 hours. And then I had the craziest panic attack. That was the first one. Then I got home. I said to Alan, I am not feeling well. And like the vertigo, I was spinning. Like the room was spinning, and I had to like get on the ground, and like I put on worship music. I like just blared it, and I was like, I'm gonna throw up. Like everything was spinning. Ooh, even just talking about it, I'm like, am I getting dizzy here? Like it brings me back to that moment. It was awful, and nothing helped. And so Alan just came in. I was bawling, and he was just like rubbing my back, and like I had never experienced something like that, like ever. And I was like, this is terrifying. Again, not going to send me to the hospital. Like I knew I was fine, but I was panicking to be like, if this dizziness feeling doesn't go away.
Right. Yeah. Like how long did that last? How long were you in?
I think it was like an hour. It was long. It was really long. I remember going, this is never going to end.
Waiting for it to pass. You're just like on the floor, just like, waiting for it to pass so that you probably can't even walk if it's that.
Oh no. Like, and then at one point I finally got to the bed and I made Alan like lay on top of me. Cause they say like that, like they almost like a weighted blanket. Right. Yeah. I was like, you just need to lay on top of me for a little while here and just like not move. Yeah. But that was the first time I ever experienced, that was my first panic attack. And then I went into a season of moments like that.
Cause once it's like, maybe it's like happens once, it kind of triggers.
Well, that's where it triggered like every situation. I was like, am I going to panic like that again? I don't ever want to feel like that again. So then I would panic that I was going to panic.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's probably like, do you think that it's, obviously I'm no doctor or psychologist, I'm just guessing here. But do you think, do it. Do you think that
all of a sudden
like,
I feel like him.
yeah, you're just like, give me a little something. Do you think that it's like at a certain point of like emotional, mental, like stress, trauma, whatever you want to call it, it's like then that's where the flip switches and your body just kind of crashes where it's, and then, so it's like you could handle stress to a certain point, but then when something is too much, then that's where a flip switches and then you'll have like a panic attack. Like, is that
probably,
kind of how it feels? Yeah.
Probably in that moment, probably that's what probably led to it. Was there was like a lead up of probably different things externally going on in life or whatever. But then there's times where like, it's nothing. And you're just like, all of a sudden it comes on. Like, so after that, I'm going to take this mint back out, guys.
Do it.
So that you're not hearing like that right on your table there. Good thing you're a clean person. But I think after that led to many come to be figured out later. It was actually my sister-in-law who's like a counselor, psychologist, whatever. I was like, I think you're having nocturnal panic attacks. I'd never heard that term before. Because I started waking up in the middle of the night.
Okay.
Multiple times. And so I'll get into that. But then later on, I went to see my doctor and explained everything. And then my counselor, like my actual counselor, and she was like, yeah, you're dealing with what we call nocturnal panic attacks. I'd never heard of that before. Like, what's a nocturnal panic attack? But pretty much it like wakes you up out of the dead of sleep of night and causes like a racing heart or whatever it is.
Oh, so it's not like you're just like waking up calm. You're waking up.
Oh, yeah.
Like in a not a good state.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You're waking up like in a panic.
Yeah. Okay.
And for me, different people, again, it all goes to the gut. So it'd be an instant racing heart and feeling like I'm going to be sick. I'm going to throw up. I'm going to throw up. And like, I have a fear of throwing up. Like I hate it when my kids have it. Like it's a whole thing. Like I hate it. So of course that's going to be the way that it presents itself in me. So it would be debilitating. And I would wake up and there'd be nights I'd be on the bathroom floor over the toilet for an hour.
Wow.
Not puking, but just that feeling of like, and then the dizziness would set in and everything would spin. There was a time that I went with like my best girlfriends. There's 5 of us. Like we've been friends forever. Like safe people. We went to the Ritz-Carlton on a girls' night and I spent the entire night sleeping on the bathroom floor with my head over the toilet.
So then the nighttime ones aren't necessarily triggered by like a stressful event. They would just happen randomly because obviously you're on a vacation with safe people, you're having fun, and then you don't know why.
No,
you're just waking up. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. So I think those ones are more like, what are they called? Like subconsciously, like my brain is just like, get it out. Like I was with them and then I had to end the trip. Like the next morning, Alan picked me up, I think at like 7 a.m. and I had to leave them because I was like, that was a long one. I just could not get out of it. I could not. Yeah, and then there was another one, like as we're talking, I'm like, oh, maybe there was a lot in that season where Alan and I were in Jamaica. We went to Sandals, like a resort, and beautiful time. We're having a great time. We're sitting at a steak dinner waiting for our food to be delivered, and it came on out of nowhere.
Wow.
Out of nowhere. And I was like, I'm going to be sick. I'm going to throw up. Everything was spinning, like all of a sudden. So like, I remember actually doing a post about this on Instagram later on to come home because I think I've always been more like, I don't just want to share the good. I'm like, oh, it looks like we're on a great vacation. And Alan had taken a picture of me. They ended up like room servicing the steak to our room. Okay. And I sat on the bed in like a hoodie. I took off all my makeup and like sat on the bed, and that's where we ate our like romantic steak dinner because I just couldn't. I could not. And I was like, yeah, this is what people need to realize is like, it's not all like the fun and the good and whatever. Like when you deal with anxiety, it is like debilitating.
It's like, it's funny because you're saying with the Ritz-Carlton, like girls trip vacation, then the thing with Jamaica. I'm just thinking this up now as you're saying it.
Yeah.
When one time my osteopath was telling me that sometimes, or that often, I think it's like a proven thing that people who like are even like workaholics, they're really busy or they have a really stressful life.
Yeah.
Whenever they do take a break, like a vacation, or if they have like a week off at Christmas, it's like without fail, they'll get sick. Like they'll come down with like a crazy sickness or whatever because he was explaining, he's way smarter than me, so I probably can't explain this as well, but he was explaining something where it's like in your nervous system, when your nervous system is like dealing with high stress often, as soon as you're in like a relaxed setting where you're thinking, this will be this great vacation, or I can relax, and then you actually get sick because your body finally has a chance to like calm down, and then it's like weakens your immune system and everything. I wonder if it's like a similar thing, because it's interesting to me that it's like in these spaces where it should be like safe and calming, you're having these attacks. Like I wonder if it's a similar thing where you're like all the stress and anxiety that you have to just like, you can't really stop and deal with it. You have to push through because your kids got to go here, there, you're working, whatever. Then you get to like a resort or a vacation and you're just able to exhale, and then your body's just like barfs it all out. It's like, no, actually, this is what's all buried. Like, I wonder if there's any. Yeah, that's because that's so interesting. That it's
and there was a season too where I didn't want to sleep anywhere other than home, like because I was like,
sure, I could see that
now. And even to this day, if I go away with anyone, we're like, it's got to be like 2 bathrooms. Like that's like a big thing for me, because I'm like, what if I need the bathroom and stuff? Like I just it's whatever. But yeah, that's very true. It very well could be. And I have heard something like that in the past, like when your body's just like in constant, almost like fight or flight. And I just think after the trauma of like, you know, a messy divorce and having to deal with a lot of that, I think my body just went into overdrive. And then, you know, marrying Alan and then dealing with his ex for so many years. I think that's like, it wasn't until I got remarried that I had my first panic attack.
Interesting.
And like Amy, I feel like our last guest had said something about that. I can't remember what she said, but
she said it, or maybe
because you were with like a safe person. Like she was like, it was almost like now that your body has been fight or flight for so many years, and now you're with a safe person, that it's just coming out. And also then I had, you know, so much more to deal with in fight or flight that my body, I think, was just like, whatever. But I never had a panic attack until after my divorce. And I think just the trauma of that just did something to my nervous system.
Well, and I think it definitely has to be like trauma or situationally related, because I was reading this thing a while ago where they were saying that the rates of like anxiety, panic disorders in young people, like kids and teens, is like skyrocketed. It's like more than it's ever been. And they were actually doing research saying they think it's because of they can directly correlate it to when everything took with like online apps and social media, because they were saying like kids at that age aren't built or wired. They don't have the maturity to deal with like everything, like knowing every world conflict, all the disasters, all the crime, all the horrific things. Like when we were kids, we wouldn't know, like, unless our parents told us or we sat down for the evening news and caught it. So you're like, you're getting to live in oblivion. But kids now, they know everything, all the pain, all the grossness of their own life, plus the whole entire planet at such a young age, and their bodies can't handle it. And so then they have all of this like anxiety and stuff. And I was like, that's so interesting. Like, really how your mental, emotional, physically affects you. Right.
And you're not meant to carry that burden of the world. Like you're not meant to carry the weight of the news. Like sometimes I just like in COVID, like I just shut it off. Like I was like,
same. I did that for a certain point. I'm like, I don't want to see the, like, remember when they used to have like
the numbers,
the counter on the side? I'm like, this is like, I know it's happening. You don't want to like fully bury yourself in the sand, but
you don't need the numbers.
Totally.
You don't need statistics.
That's like a good thing to have. Yeah. Totally.
Sometimes I want the statistics depending on the situation, but like, sometimes you have to shut it off, especially like with anxiety. Again, like, if I needed meds, like if my doctor was seriously like, hey, I think this could benefit you, I would do it. No problem. But I feel like mine are definitely more triggering things. I just can't often define the trigger.
So do you find then, like, are you conscious of, because if you don't know like the exact trigger, but obviously like highly stressful emotional things must play into it. Do you find then you've had to like adjust your boundaries in your life to be like, there's certain things I'm not going to get involved in, or I'm not going to allow in because I know it's not good for me and it sends like me in a bad place? Like, do you do that as a preventative kind of?
Probably subconsciously. Right. I don't know if I would like consciously do it, but I probably subconsciously, there's certain things that, or like I'll avoid, like even for instance, this one might be hard, but so when my dad went, like, so he had his episode last April and where he like literally dropped to the ground dead in my mom's living room. And this is like literally the 9th time. Like the guy has 9 lives. I like if I began, we would have to be here for 4 hours, me telling you the miracle story that he is and that she is. But you know, he drops dead. The ambulance comes. They can't, like they were trying to revive him. They can't. My mom's calling me going, something just happened to your dad. I don't know if it's his heart again, blah, 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 blah. And so I'm driving like from Grimsby to my mom. At this point, he's in the ambulance. They're trying to like, whatever, they finally like get him alive again, like
revive
through
him.
through the CPR and everything. He's already got a defibrillator built into his chest because of all the heart issues. And so he, I think, by the time they got to him, he'd broken almost all his ribs.
Wow.
Because they had to like pump it. Like, so he was flatlining so many times. Anyway, so he gets to the hospital and he goes, we don't go that night because they're pretty much like, everything's an emergency situation. You're going to be sitting in emerge all night.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Like we'll call you when you can see him kind of thing.
Yeah. So then the next day it was still touch and go. My mom obviously went, my brother went. And then the next day, so I think, there was one day in between. And then I went, oh my gosh, when I tell you what it took to get me into that hospital. Okay. Number one, I don't think my brother did go that day. Did he? I think there was 2 times I went. The first time my brother did go and the second time, the second time I didn't. And then I went to see my dad and he was, number one, it had sent, we didn't know this at this point, but it had sent his like dementia that he had already had, like early stages into end stage dementia because he
like overnight
because he had vascular dementia, which is like lack of oxygen to the brain from all the heart attacks he had. And so because he had been dead for so long, like when they were trying to revive him, he couldn't come back from it. So when I walked into the room to see him and he was like, he was just hooked up to everything again. And not like machines like that, but just enough machines where like the IVs, all the things, just all the hospital things. And he was still so out of it from the drugs. Like at this point, they didn't even know if he was going to make it through the night. And he was like speaking like,
doesn't make sense.
No.
Yeah.
He was like, he didn't know who I was. He thought I was an angel, like a nurse. It was just wild. And so I remember going into the room to talk to not the neurosurgeon. Oh my gosh. The heart doctor and the nurse. Yeah. Somebody with the brain and somebody with the heart.
Yeah.
And I remember him saying, like, I was bawling, like I broke down and I was like, I think again, I held it together. As soon as I walked out of that room, I just broke. And this poor doctor, he was like young, handsome looking doctor. Even my mom was like, this guy is so good looking. Like I was like a disaster. And I just said, he's like, he's lucky if he'll last like 4 to 6 months. No. And I was like, is he ever going to remember? And they were like, it's too touch and go right now. And I just remember being like, and he was so out of it. Like I've never seen my dad like, dying. I've seen him like multiple times. I've seen him code in my hand before. That time I ran out of the hospital. He literally called code blue. I ran out of the hospital, down 6th flight of stairs, out the door and across the street. Oh. And my brother, I thought they were going to say he was dead. And that's a whole other story. But like, so I couldn't even, so I had seen my dad and then I'm in a private room talking to the doctor. And then I was like, I can't even go in there to say goodbye to him. Like I cannot physically do it or this heart doctor is going to be pulling me like into the next room because I'm going to have cardiac arrest. And I broke down and I said to my mom, I cannot see him again. There's no way. Like, because in my head, I'm like, okay, he's dying. And I don't think I saw him for, I don't even know, 5 months.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And I was like, no one will push me to it. No one's forcing me. Like I said my goodbye. In my head, I'm like, okay, he's dying. Like there's no coming back this time. He is getting older. He eventually, and I was like, there's no way I'm going back in there. And then like my dad, just being the man he is, bounces back and he never recover. He's still in a home. His dementia is actually far worse, but like,
but physically.
So I was like, well, I can't just avoid this forever. Yeah. But 5 months, I did not go see him. And I was like, I cannot. And even going to see him in a home, which is not a hospital, is still hard for me. Yeah. I'll do it. and I'm doing it now and it's fine. Logistically it's almost an hour away from me. So there's some of that, but like I'll try to go at least once a month. And go see him and stuff. And it's fine now, but I still get that pit. Like, is he going to drop dead when we're here today?
Oh, like as we're walking? PTSD for you. Yeah. For sure it is. Yeah.
Huh. So that one was one where I avoided for a while. Cause I just think that literally I was like, my
do it. Yeah.
body is going to break down and I need to stay alive and well for like my own family. And so I'll do it. And it's great because Zeke comes with me and because my kids Eden actually didn't see him for a very long time. Just recently, actually, she went, but my kids don't have, like, Zeke doesn't have that same fear of hospitals or ties. And I never want them to, like, they never knew that I wasn't going to see my dad.
Right.
Like they didn't, because I don't want that to be on them.
Yeah.
That same fear. Like I'll go to the hospital with them, like when Zeke's broken his arm and I'm just like, I don't, they would never know.
Yeah.
Like they would never know. And, it's funny because Zeke will go in and I envy that he'll bring my dad right up to his room, like no problem. No, because there's no affiliation. He's never had a bad experience.
Like something else to do. It's not, whereas inside you're internally battling, like you can do this, be strong, you can make it. Yeah. And he's just like, what?
I'm literally like scoping out the old age home to be like, where's the bathrooms in case I need to puke? Like that is where my head goes. Right. And so I think, it's a wild thing, anxiety and
just living with it. It's good. I'm so glad you're sharing and like these specific stories because I know there's a lot of people that have it because they write us all the time.
Yeah.
But like living with it it's just interesting to see that side of it. Yeah. Of like, you have this side to you that's so carefree and fun and easygoing, but then to know that in certain situations, internally, probably even externally, people sometimes don't even know.
Oh yeah.
But internally, you're having to like constantly talk yourself off a ledge and be like, it's okay.
Yeah.
You got this. It's all right. Your stomach's like, and you're just like trying to just make it through a situation and people are just oblivious.
I think it goes back to that saying like, be kind to people because you never know the battles they're fighting or whatever, and I think anxiety is one of those like, what's it like? Not mysterious illnesses, but like quiet, invisible, invisible illnesses, right? Where you're just like, And again, excuse me, I think a lot of people, the thing would be like, you would probably be so much better on meds or like whatever. But I'm like, I just don't know. I think, for some people it's needed and whatever. But again, cause mine is often situational. Like, it's not like I've been diagnosed with anxiety. It's like generalized anxiety. So like, that's usually situational, that even my doctor, my therapist, everyone's like, between cognitive behavior therapy, which I do with my therapist and all the things, like, it's like, I don't think you need it. Like you do well. Like you run into your anxiety. I don't avoid.
That's so good how you push yourself. And maybe that'll be like inspiring to other people because it would be easier when you're feeling those to be like, no. And I'm sure there are like situations where yourself and you're like, I can't. Yeah. But I think it's amazing that you are like, it's going to happen. Like for planes, you're like, we've had these conversations off camera. You're like, I love to travel. I don't like the route to get there. Yeah. But I'm not going to miss out on those experiences because
like I'm never going to go to Australia. There are certain things I'm going to miss out on.
Yeah, you have your boundaries.
I do have my flight boundaries. I'm like, oof, nothing over 7 to 8 hours.
You. That's what we just
somebody's just got to drug me.
Just wheel you in on a wheelchair and just sit you down.
That's what Alan
you
says
wake up when you get there, you don't even know what's happened.
Yeah.
Maybe that, but
it is true. So I do. I try to like run to it. And if I could say that to anyone, is like run into it. And like, I mean, I think I can do it the way that I've done it for all these years between therapy and Jesus. Like, I'm like, I just know that there's situations where I'm like, I need to either be praying through it. Like there's been so many panic attacks. I just sit and pray through it. Yeah. Or I always have worship music on. It's like why
like you prepare yourself. That's so smart to like set yourself up for success. You're like, this is probably going to happen.
Totally.
Which maybe I can't avoid, but I can like be prepared, get my music on, get whatever playlist ready, get myself in a relaxing state. I think that's such good advice. Yeah. Because you don't have to just be like, like at the mercy of your anxiety. No. Where you're like, I have no control. There's certain things you can't control, but probably certain things you can. Or like how you said, like, if Alan like lays on you, if that helps like the body pressure or
totally
whatever, like that's super. Even I think it's smart for you to be like, okay, I want to know where the bathrooms are, or I'm not going to stay somewhere without a bathroom, because then if you have a plan, if the anxiety comes, you just enact the plan,
and that's it. For somebody with anxiety, I feel like you just kind of nailed it on the head, is they need an escape route. People with anxiety need like an out if they need it. So like even certain girls trips, I've taken like a separate car 4 hours.
Okay.
Because if it means that I need to leave, then I'm good.
Yes.
Like I can do it because I'm like, okay, worst case.
Yeah.
Or if like something happens, it's not even just me. It's like, what if something happens to my parents?
Right.
What if something happens? Because I've lived a life where my dad has a heart attack and they're like, you have 2 hours. So I think I'm like, okay, what if something happens and then everyone has to leave?
Yeah.
And I don't like to inconvenience other people.
Right.
And I think even part of that is like boating. Like, as I'm saying, I'm like, I want people to have a good time on the boat.
Right.
If that boat is wavy, I'm not having a good time. So I'd rather people just go out and have a good time and then just go out with Alan and not me that day. Even my friends.
So Alan needs to put like a little jet ski on the back so that you like peace out and Lee just jet skis away.
He literally said it the other day. He's like, I think I'm going to buy us a jet ski. This literally. He's like, so that way you can just follow us out, that if it gets too much, you get. And I was like, yeah, me on a jet ski by myself. You think that's not going to make me anxious?
That's way less. No, that's true.
Although maybe if I had a couple lessons and then I could. But he actually said the same thing the other day. He's like, maybe we just get a jet ski for the back.
But maybe you could, because you be in control. Because when you're not afraid to drive, but because you're in control, I can be safe. I wonder if a jet ski would work for you though, because you would be like, you could just take it slow. You don't have to be one of those crazy jet skiers. You just like a granny jet ski. Little, just like
all the jet skiers are like, who is that woman that doesn't know how to drive this? But it's funny that you just said that, because it is very true. I'm driving the 401. I drive like some people avoid the 401, like all those. I'm amazing. And it's funny because I think this helped me flying the last time, is because I was like, they say picture yourself in a plane like in jello, like when turbulence comes, you're not falling out of the air. You can never fall out of the air. No plane has ever gone down from turbulence, right? You're stuck from the pressure up and the pressure down. I just don't want severe turbulence where like oxygen mask or anything drop. But no, and they were saying like, picture that, and picture you're just on a dirt road. Like when you're driving, so I am fully cognitive now. When I'm driving on the road, I'm like, oh, this is just like a plane. Like it's just bumpy. It's just bumps in the sky. It's potholes in the sky, they try to say, right? And I was like, okay. But then it's still the control piece for me. So I was like, something just hit me on this plane, like ride. I think it was either before we got there or whatever, and I was like, it's the control piece for me. And I was like, but I drive like no problem.
Right.
But even that, I don't know if it was the Lord, maybe, but I was like, but even driving is the illusion of control.
Right.
Because I'm driving and I'm in control, but I'm not in control of the transport truck beside me.
Totally.
Or the other guy driving like an idiot that could hit me head on.
Yeah.
So even driving is the illusion of control.
Yeah.
And so I just kept telling myself that as I was getting on the plane. I was like, Leah, even driving, you're not in control.
Right.
You think you are in control. And yes, there's an element where I could swerve off if I needed to or whatever.
Yeah.
But
really,
I'm not.
No.
And so really, I think, and again, I'm not a doctor, but a lot of anxiety comes down to control.
Yeah.
And if we really look at ourselves and go, but we're not in control of any aspect of our life.
It's so true.
We like to think we are, but it's the illusion of it.
So really what we're learning is you need to get your pilot's license.
Yeah.
So you can be in control of the plane.
100%.
You're actually flying it.
That one, that one actually would make me a bit nervous, because I'd be like, well, maybe if I studied it enough, but I do. I watch all the plane crashes and maydays and different things to like help my brain.
I don't know if that's helping.
No, but it definitely does. Because then I'm like, I've learned.
No, it definitely does.
Yeah, it definitely does. You're like, no. Because I'm like, oh, I've learned that, pilots and things, they've come a long way. And
yes, and the statistics are like, you're significantly safer in a plane than you are. Yeah, that's right. Then in a car.
Yeah. But of course, on the way home from BC, we take the plane that just like crashed Air India's plane, and we're on the exact same plane. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. But like, okay. But I'm like ChatGPT, and I was like, tell me all the statistics about this plane. And it's the Dreamliner. It's literally the hell, legitimate. Like safest plane on the market.
Yes.
And then I got really crazy. I was like, okay, right before we left, I was like, because I go shopping in the States a lot, over to Buffalo. Yeah. I was like, statistically, is it more likely that I die from a gunman in the Walmart plaza of the Buffalo?
Things that go through your head.
Of the Buffalo, whatever, or dying in a plane crash. And it was like, Leah, this is not even the same hemisphere. You're more likely to die of a gunman in Buffalo at Walmart than even have severe turbulence on a plane.
So now you've just unlocked a new fear. Leah, now you're going to be like...
It's funny. I don't.
Are you shopping?
I mean, I always am looking for the exits, especially in the States. I just am. But like, yeah, it's all about control. It's the illusion of control and anxiety. It can... Man, like there's times where I think we've even talked off air where I'm like, man, I'm so jealous of people that can just get on a plane. Like even this last time, I was like, I'm freaking out here. And these pilots and flight attendants are literally going to work. Yeah. Going to work. This is their job. Yeah. Just like you and I clean. Yeah. They're literally going to work. And I'm like, my brain is like in overdrive. And I'm like, I am highly envious in a way of people that don't experience anxiety. Cause I'm like, I don't know what that feels like.
But I think you do such a good job of like, I love that how you said that you kind of like run to it. You prep yourself ahead of time. You give yourself the outs. I think that's so smart. And I hope that if other people are listening and they have anxiety and maybe they don't do those things, that they would take that as like encouragement to be like, you know what, maybe I can't control that the anxiety comes, but there's things I can do to mitigate the 100% severe damage. Like I can prep myself ahead of time. I can I love that you said that you like playlists, your music, you make sure you have like whatever it is you need. You have outs, you have bathrooms, like for whatever your anxiety is, like figure out what could ease it a bit so that I can actually enjoy this thing. Maybe not carefree like someone else, but because I think a lot of people with anxiety just then
live in it.
Turtle and they just miss out on life because it's just too hard, right?
That's why a lot of people end up with it like so severe that they can't leave their houses and I refuse to be like that. And my doctor did give me I don't know what it was, maybe it's lorazepam or something that she's like, if you need this on your flight. So I do travel with it. Okay. So I have it as of like
another like
a form.
Yeah. Another thing.
And this
to be
was
like, I have this
10 years ago.
Yeah.
And
so smart.
Well, obviously I get a new dose every once in a while, but it was the first time it was ever given to me when Alan and I got married and we were traveling and I've never needed it. And in the last 10 years, I can't even tell you how many flights I've been on. A million.
But it's probably comforting to know you have it there.
A lot of flights.
It's good to have it.
Yeah. So I just like to have it just in case. But I'm like, that's what I mean. Like, I think I over do it because I'm like, it's never to the point where I thought I've even come close to needing it on a plane. And that's where I think it's more of like the lead up. Yeah. And I think that's what it is with a lot of people with anxiety. It's like the unknown. Yeah. It's the fear of the unknown. Yeah. And so what is the situation going to be like? What is this going to be like? And I think that's where, scripturally even it's like, why can't I think of that verse right now? In Romans where it's like,
cast your cares.
Cast your cares upon Jesus. But no, like, the renewing of your mind. I'm literally fogging here. Yeah. But renewing your mind and taking it to prayer and taking it to God because I don't think I could do it without Jesus. Like, I don't know how people do life without Jesus in general, but definitely anxiety. Cause I'm like, those are the moments where I am like, God, like be with me. Like, you have the world in your hands. You have the plane in your hands. You have my dad in your hands.
That peace that comes from like knowing that, you can give a control to like the power that is higher than you, right? Like where it's not all on me. It's like you believe that God is with you. And
it comes down to like, back to the fear of death. I say to myself often, I'm like, do I believe that, can I actually trust Jesus? Because I'm clearly pretty much saying I'm not trusting you in these moments. Do I believe that God is sovereign? And do I believe that he has my days numbered? Because if I do, no matter what situation health, anxiety, plane, car, boat, if it's my day to go, I'm going regardless of the means by transportation or whatever. And do I believe I think that's what it comes down to is like trusting God too, is like, my mom always says it to me, especially when I'm anxious or anything. She's like, Leah, are you trusting Jesus in this moment? And I know for some people, blah, 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 that might not be helpful, but it does bring me back to a dose of reality to be like, yeah, like, am I trusting him with my life? Because ultimately he's in control, not I.
Totally.
And so there's nothing I can do that will stop my own death.
Right. And there's sort of like a piece about that. Like in some ways, not because you're like, no, I want to be able to have control to live till I'm 99. But when you give that up and you're like, no, like I'm going to live every day the best that I can.
Yeah.
No matter how many days come, because I'm not in charge of that. Like there is a comfort and a peace in that too, in a different way.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's even like, I've dreaded turning 40 in October. I'm like 39 forever. And I've dreaded it because I'm like, oh my gosh, like that feels so old. And like, that means like my kids are getting older and life is.
Yeah. Your life is like half over.
Yeah. Like honestly.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking about what a privilege it is to age because there's a lot of people that don't make it to that point.
True.
And so it's like, I'm really trying to really dig deep and hone in on that to be like, no, like Leah, what a privilege it is to turn 40.
It's so true.
What a privilege it's going to be to turn 41, 42, 43. People don't make it that far.
Yeah, it's so true.
People don't make it out of the womb.
Yeah.
So like, I need to like really hone in and focus on that. Remind me in October when I turn 40. Yeah. Remind me. How are you today, Leah?
Well, remember your privilege?
Remember.
I'm going to tell you that on your 40th birthday. Like, what a privilege it is. Happy birthday.
Honestly, it's even why I do struggle.
Yeah.
This is going on air. This is why I struggle with like Botox, filler, all those things. Yeah. I would love to have it. I would love to get it. We've talked about it from episode 1. The Botox in my forehead is really the only one. Just these wrinkles in my 11s, just these lines. But a big part of it is like, but what about aging gracefully? Like, I'm not against it. So many of my friends get it done. Yeah. And I'm like jealous. I'm like, and I'm also terrified of the needles of it going in my body. And I'd be like, needles. What is going to
if there was like a cream I could use, I'd probably do it. 100%. Needles. I'm like, no.
Yeah, but I also have tattoos all over my body. So that I contradict myself.
That's true. That is very true.
But, but from like an actual, like, I'm like, but what about aging gracefully? Yeah. Where like we can have the laugh lines and the things and, whatever. And again, I'm not against it, but I go back and forth because I'm like, there's a privilege to growing older. Yeah. Even with all the wrinkles.
Yeah, it's true.
Stretch marks, everything. But I think oftentimes too, even with anxiety amongst women, is that comparing ourselves and looking at everyone else to go, oh, well, so they have like a perfect forehead or perfect. How do they look like that? Well, 99% of the time.
Yeah. It's not natural. Fake. Yeah. So, and then if you want to go down that road, go for it. But also don't feel like you have to constantly keep up with people if you don't.
I just think for me specifically, I'm like, oh, that would be doomed for an anxiety disaster. Yeah. I'd get the Botox and 2 days later, I'm going to be like any like little headache. I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm having an allergic reaction. Yes. Like it's also with anxiety. Yeah. Don't put yourself into situations if you can avoid it.
Yeah. If you know it's not going to be good for you, don't do it. That's so smart.
Like obviously planes, whatever, anything, stuff like that. I'm like, push yourself. Yeah. Because you don't want to live a life where you can't travel.
No. And you can't just live life and experience it. And yeah. Oops, sorry, that scared me. It's a mailman. Oh,
like, do you want to come in and join our episode of Sunnyside?
Oh, it's a male lady.
Male lady.
Ma'am. Sorry. I just saw like the vest. I didn't see.
She had a ponytail,
whole body there, but yeah.
But anyways, I just think anxiety is one of those things that if you're struggling with it, you just know you're not alone. And I think majority of people, especially since COVID, even like that created like a whole dynamic within people and do whatever it takes. Go to counseling. I love
that.
Go on meds.
Make a plan.
Make a plan.
Make a plan.
Seek Jesus.
Smart,
I mean, like I said, I couldn't do it without him. And like, and let friends know that if you're going somewhere, like be honest and be like, hey, I'm really struggling with this or this is what it looks like. Because I do think that then there could be more like
compassion or help, and then alleviates the stress of like, I don't want to upset everyone. I don't want people to think XYZ. If they already know going in, it's not a personal thing. I'm feeling like this because of what I'm bringing into this. So if I peace out early or if I need my own bathroom, I'm not being a diva. It's because of this. And I think people are so understanding when they know. So that's good advice. I think
and just be understanding of friends. Like I remember, like I'm sure people thought like, whoa, Leah, like you haven't seen your dad in 5 months. Like he could die tomorrow. But I think I made peace with saying goodbye to him that day. Again, because the doctor literally did not think he was going to make it. And I have such compassion for people when they can't put themselves in certain situations. Like I do understand it.
Yeah.
Cause I am like, yeah, like I needed that time to like whatever, but I also did need to be pushed a little bit to be like, Leah, don't look back on this time and regret it. Because like it is still hard to go see him to this day. Cause I'm like, now he knows me, but he doesn't know me.
Right.
Like
and he's not you did say goodbye to your dad as you knew him way back when.
Yeah.
Now it's like the body of your dad, but someone different, which is.
And even when we go see him, like we're talking.
Yeah.
And he's just listening. Like he can't really even
like engage in conversation.
No.
Yeah.
Like certain words, but like, even with the kids, he doesn't fully recognize them. He'll just be like the boy.
Oh.
Or like, he can't even say he or she really. Like he kept calling Eden he. He's so beautiful. Yeah. He's so beautiful. But he was talking about Eden, right? So, and those situations are super hard, but I just force myself
to do it.
Again, to do it because I am like, but I avoided it for a long time.
Yeah.
And thank God my mom had amazing best friends that like went with her.
Yeah.
Because I was out. Like I was like, there's no chance.
Yeah,
Mom. Like I need some
person in this. Yeah.
Like I need somebody to support me. Like, and so.
And that's okay too, to know those boundaries and limits, to say like, I can't do this right now, or I can't do this alone. I need a person or whoever. I think even that's smart. I think you've shared so many good tips today. Like, I love that you were real and honest, but I think you've shared so many good tips for people that are dealing with anxiety.
Yeah.
Like
I hope. Again, and just know you're not alone.
Yeah.
And it's a silent battle, I think, for a lot of people. Yeah. But I don't know, open up about it, tell somebody, write us, tell us your story. And, again, we're not doctors. Or therapists or anything.
Just telling your real life stuff. That's it. Yeah.
Which I love doing. I love to be able to share these stories because I do think that more people need to realize like.
Yeah. And there is a sunny side to hard things in life, right? Like you deal with something like anxiety. That's a daily thing, but you found like this true sunny side of like how to push through and experience.
Yeah. Because when I'm laying on that beach after a vacation, I'm finding the sunny side.
Yeah. I'm so glad I watched that flight path though.
That's right. I got us here safely. Yeah. Because of me watching that flight, Pim.
All you.
I got us there safely. Not the pilots.
No, it was you. Good thing you're keeping an eye on the map to make sure they didn't go off course.
In all fairness, let me rewind here. I'm not going to get into the stories. They would take too long, but I've had some crazy incidents on planes.
That is true. You have had some extreme turbulence that I think would make anyone nervous.
And like a go around where the plane almost hit another plane on the runway. Like there... So
of all people,
that's what I mean. So I'm the one that's like, I would be the 1%. Yeah. Because it has happened where I'm like, but
obviously your days are numbered and they weren't numbered then because here you are.
Here I am on the sunny side. Yeah. Oh my gosh, guys, thank you so much for being here. We love you and we hope you're having a great day.
See you next week. Bye.